Well, lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins and all-around creepy bastard, Billy Corgan, owner of the NWA National Wrestling Alliance, was on the Busted Open radio show this week talking about their big new gimmick that they're planning out for the NWA's expansion. It's a new idea that's really an idea as old as the wrestling business itself. Billy Corgan is bringing back, wait for it, the territory system. That's what we need. More wrestling promotions, more NWAs. Check out this clip.
Yeah, the other night we announced at Exodus Pro, which is EC3's new promotion in Cleveland. He's moved back home after years of being in Florida, and would look like a sold-out crowd to me. We were able to make this announcement, and the reaction to the announcement of the first sort of new regional territory under my watch, the response has been incredible. We received requests from all over the world. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 requests of people wanting to be involved. So we're sorting through those now, and we certainly take all those requests seriously. In the short term, we're going to mostly work with people that we have existing relationships with. And I think the opportunities are self-evident. Not only can we bring some of the top NWA stars into a particular territory to help their houses and their local focus, but also we need to develop the stars of tomorrow, which I think is pretty important, especially for a company like the NWA. Because I really do believe that what fans really, really want to see beyond established stars like yourself is they want to see new stories, new faces break. And so we have to do a better job of finding them early on. And that's sort of part of what we're going to do. Think of it as a AAA system, and I think it benefits both ways. And obviously it's going to benefit EC3 in the long term, because at any point he can call me up and say, I'd like to bring in these champions, and he has access to all the belts.
Now, this isn't bad in theory, right? Essentially what he's doing is he's putting himself together a little bit of a feeder system. And in return, he's got these places will be able to get access to NWA titles and NWA characters, wrestlers, personalities, and probably be able to get themselves a plug on NWA TV and, that kind of thing. So it's a win-win. He specifically said think of it as like a AAA. So it's a minor league feeder system is what he's putting together for himself, sanctioned under the NWA as a form of a territory system. Of course, this is how the old school NWA was structured. We all know that. What a lot of you don't know is right around the time that Impact Wrestling, or TNA at the time, when they first started, they joined into what was left of this territory system. The NWA was still alive. It never died. It was on its last breath. It was old, fucking dusty, fucking beat up, ragged, on its last legs. But the NWA, as its own existing entity, still existed. And what they were doing is they were prying on independent promotions. And they were basically trying to exist off of their name by getting independent promotions to brand themselves as NWA. NWA fucking Wisconsin, for example, was a promotion, right? Where they would kick back a percentage of a house or pay an annual fee or whatever the case may be. It was a scam, is what it was. We'll give you the NWA branding to make you feel and sound more legitimate, and in return we get kickbacks on your stuff, and that could end up coming with control and a dick up the ass too, depending on the territory, right? So obviously that existed all the way basically up until Billy Corgan got a hold of it, and I don't think there were really anything left. I vaguely, and this could just be like me making stuff up in my own head, but somehow I vaguely remember Billy talking about buying out a few remaining little portions of it or whatever when he was getting the NWA back together under one roof or whatever. I don't fucking know. But in any event, Billy owns it all now, and nobody's doing that shit until now. Now he's going to go back out and he's going to be doing this. I don't think it's going to be set up as a scam necessarily. It will be his feeder system, but how much will it actually benefit anybody? That remains to be seen. Does it come with any kind of clause where, Billy's going to have say on whatever, or is it just going to be a really kind of a working deal, similar to where, an NWA territory could get the NWA traveling champion like Ric Flair. Maybe they can get EC3 or they can get, Camille or something for a show, stuff like that. And in return, these are the promotions that Billy's going to keep an eye on for talent to come in. Or, maybe he'll slip them a little bit of production value, or who knows how all this will play out. It will be interesting to see. I do not see this as another one of those scam things that just kind of scrape a little bit of money off the indie system. But I don't know how it'll help everybody out, but that'll remain to be seen. Now, another big thing that Billy talked about in this interview, which kind of burying the lead here, even though I did want to touch on that because that's huge too in its own right. But I think the more important story here is that NWA has a TV deal. A TV deal with at least a top 20. And not just one TV deal, but two. We don't know much more about that, but for more details, in his own words, Mr. Smashing Pumpkins giving his 2 cents on the 2 TV deals. Check out this clip.
YouTube is a terrible partner for wrestling. I'm just going to say that flat out. And lately, because of who knows how these AI systems work, they've been squeezing all the wrestling content creators. No one can quite figure it out, but everybody's numbers are down, and that's across the board. So God knows why YouTube's doing what it's doing, but it is very mercurial, and we can't even put ads on YouTube because they keep labeling any ads we put, even if it's just Jim Mitchell saying, "Come watch Saw win the pay-per-view," it gets a ban for being offensive. And we can't find anybody to talk to you to tell you why you can't put an ad on there. So even when we're trying to spend money to get people to watch our programming, we can't. So 5 years ago, yes, YouTube, good place to start. It helped us build the brand, starting with the debut Power, which we just passed our 4th anniversary. And thanks to people like The Rock for putting it over, it kind of put us on the map. And so it's been an effective way. But now, and this goes back to Bully's question, I can now say for the first time, and I have to be a bit vague because there's some other political aspects to this, but I can now say that we finally have signed not just 1, but 2 television deals. And that announcement as far as where and who will be coming soon. But we finally now will be able to move off YouTube, not exclusively because we want to still do stuff on YouTube, but we now will be moving with a network partner.
So where and who?
That's what I said. I have to be vague. I can't say who, but I can say it's a top 20 network, and very excited. I've been working on this for over a year, and like I said, not just 1 but 2 television deals are involved. 2 totally different wrestling related products that we'll be offering. So 2024 is looking very, very bright. We're very excited.
This was his plan. This was his goal right from the very beginning. Was his stated mission. He was going to take the NWA back in under house, and he was going to build it up and get it a TV deal and try to reach a market that WWE and AEW aren't reaching. Mix that with fucking what Freddie Prinze Jr. is starting up. All over the place. You got and New Japan Strong here in the United States. Impact. There's so many wrestling options. It's oversaturated. But NWA is making a huge step in getting themselves on TV, so their content will not have to resort to only being on YouTube. It was a good plan by Billy Corgan. It seems to be working out for him. He got himself that deal. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have Billy Corgan pitching it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what they come up with. This is going to come with more money, which I think should increase the production value. They're always a little bit dingy and stuff. I think that was the idea to start with, but I think Billy's kind of stated that he might be looking to move away from that now going forward. He certainly has plenty of money to put into this company, but he's running a business here. trying to run a business here. He's not just a mark playing with his toys. You know what I mean? So he wants the company to fund itself. Now it has a TV deal. Of course, AEW funds itself too. Hey, who said I was talking about AEW anyway? Anybody could be run by a mark. But Billy Corgan making big moves for the NWA. I'm excited to see what it brings. It's nothing but good to the wrestling business. Yeah, it's too much cake. Of course, it's already too much cake. But wrestlers have more places to work, more eyeballs on them, more money coming into professional wrestling. Billy can pay more people, bring in bigger names, have a higher production value. All of these are good things. So be happy for him. And though we don't know where he's going, I'll certainly update you on that, as he said that he would make that announcement on Busted Open. So we'll have it here as soon as he does, when he does, whenever that happens. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Billy Corgan bringing back the territories? What do you think of NWA getting a TV deal? Do you watch NWA? Do you like their presentation? Do you like their style? Are you happy for them even if you're not? Or are you like, fuck them because they have Tyrus and Trevor Murdoch and EC3 and all these guys? These guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Hit the subscribe gimmick thing down there, whatever that is. Like button it up. Do that for me. On to the next.
Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.